to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to OCC Balance, the weight loss show, with your host, Dr. Ariel Ortíz.
Welcome again to today's episode. We are talking about nutrition, weight loss, and wellness. Yes, I'm your host. I am a bariatric surgeon. I am a weight loss surgeon. I've been doing weight loss surgery for the past 2 decades. In fact, I'm 50 years old and I've been dedicated half my life as a physician, which I extremely love. But I've also seen a dramatic effect on how life has progressed and changed, much for the better. I mean, I was around in the 1980s with a big set of hair. But today we're going to be talking about organic and what that means. Why am I focusing on organic? First of all, let's talk about organic from a commercial standpoint. A lot of people look at organic and they think it's all a myth, it's a scam. There's a lot of confusion out there, and we want to break it down to you so you understand what it means, where the term comes from, and how to apply it to wellness, health, well-being, a good, normal wellness of you and your family, even disease, and how you can avoid disease like obesity and excess weight and everything that's related to excessive weight. Yeah, all this term says organic means it was coined earlier this century in the 40s. There's 2 meanings. Organic meaning organic compounds, meaning carbon, something that is natural. And organic meaning organic farming, considering a farm as a living organism. Well, that was the first way it was considered. The second way it was considered as a term that then started becoming more and more prevalent in literature, in farming, in food industry, and ultimately it ended up becoming the term used to denote that the food you are purchasing that is being grown is free of pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, chemical fertilizers, irradiation, industrial solvents, and synthetic food additives. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You go to your local market, I don't care where you go in the U.S., and you are going to find a small section of organic and everything else conventional food. Let me be clear about this term. Conventional food has pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, chemical fertilizers, has been irradiated, industrial solvents may have been used, and synthetic food additives may have been added. Okay? It's calculated that in the U.S., over 90% of the food you have has at least a weed killer in it. So if you add to that synthetic fertilizer, synthetic additives, irradiation, plastics, probably 99% of the food you eat has one of these contaminants. So conventional food versus organic food. The term organic is important, and let me tell you why. As I did research, the more research I did on this topic, and this is not something I started recently. I am blessed to be married 15 years. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and she was born with autism. When she was diagnosed at 16 months of age here in San Diego, we Well, first of all, I mean, we were distraught. We didn't understand because as a physician, I learned the term autism, and I had a brief encounter with 2 paragraphs in my pathology book in the late 1990s when I was studying medicine. Fast forward to today, and it's a very prevalent disease. So in order for me to understand autism, I actually had to start researching, and yeah, I started off with the vaccines and all that stupid stuff. Look, vaccination is going down, autism is still going up. And I started researching disease in childhood, and you know what I found? I started off by looking at a study of the blood toxins in newborn babies. And check this out. In a study that was published in the blood that was drawn from the umbilical cord, the belly button cord, check out the chemicals that they found. They found over 287 chemicals in newborn babies. They found common ones like pesticides, PFC, like Teflon, fire retardants, they're called PBDs. Now, it's obvious that they found them because they're prevalent in nature, well, in our natural surroundings, contaminating our natural surroundings. But they also found banned chemicals. 287 toxic chemicals related, mostly cancer-causing agents, in the blood of newborn babies. They found phased-out pesticides that are prohibited in the U.S. These are newborn children in the United States with prohibited pesticides in their blood. What does that mean? Does that mean that they're using them illegally? No. It means that they stay in the environment. Other types of PSC, perfluorochemicals, like food wrap, carpet, and furniture resistant coatings. Electrical insulators, called PCBs. And other industrial chemicals, PCNs. Now, all these have been banned from the U.S., but they were still found in newborn babies, in the blood of newborn babies, plus other waste products. Now, where am I going with this? Most interesting definition about organic is that it is food produced by organic farming that takes care to recycle resources, promote ecological balance, conserve biodiversity, which means that you don't kill the bees and the other good insects. And you restrict, obviously, the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, synthetic food additives, industrial solvents, irradiation, and other stuff. It means completely natural food. But check the definition out. If you go to your Google search, you're going to find that it says, there is not sufficient evidence in medical literature to support the claims that organic food is safer or healthier. Now, that's where I got pissed. Yes, your doctor can get pissed. Let me tell you why. First of all, there are studies out there that prove the direct correlation between eating conventional food and disease. The most prevalent toxin in our food is the weed killer, commercially known as Roundup. It's everywhere. When you check out the disease in children, you're going to find that the new normal is that 1 out of 3 of our children is overweight. 1 out of 6 has learning disabilities. 1 out of 9 has asthma. 1 out of 10 has ADHD. 1 out of 12 has food allergies. 1 out of 20 has seizures. 1 out of 54 males has autism. And now the new normal is that 1 in 68 have autism. 50%, in other words, half of all the children have chronic illness or are overweight. That's half of our children. This is the new normal in the United States of America. Are you concerned? You gotta be, because the lobbyists have more money than you do and care nothing about your food. Agro-industry doesn't care about your food. The food industry doesn't care about your food. Your local supermarket doesn't care about your food. much less your health. They might care about your food, but not your health. This is a subject we got to break down. And for that, fortunately, we have a lot of episodes and special guests we can invite. But for now, let me leave you with this thought. Since the early 80s, when the weed killer was used in our foods, the prevalence of diseases has risen to an all-time high. There is direct correlation between the use of pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and chemical fertilizers in our food and diseases like diabetes, obesity, hypertension, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, autism, inflammatory bowel disease, intestinal infections, end-stage renal disease, acute kidney failure, cancer of the thyroid, of the liver, of the bladder, of the pancreas, of the kidney, leukemia, and the list goes on. I'm not here to scare you. I want you to learn with me that organic is a term you want to learn and you probably want to live by. I promise in the future episodes we are going to discuss this thoroughly. In the meantime, I want to encourage you to go to our website, occbalance.com, where you'll find these and other podcasts. I'm Dr. Ortiz, signing off. This is OCC Balance on WS Radio.